I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to StuCurls.com to watch this amazing Stu Sells Tankard curling. Grab a glass of wine and watch some more.
Hello, welcome. We are at the High Park Club for the Stu Sells Toronto Tankard, and we are just coming into the first end of Artichuk versus Hasselborg. Artichuk has hammer. With me today, I have Matt, and my name's Kevin.
Afternoon, Kevin. Welcome to High Park Club.
Yeah, beautiful day in the city. We got lots of people out in the seats watching the games.
It's a really good field at this event this year, too. I believe there's teams from 15 countries represented.
I think Chris said 10 earlier.
10 earlier?
Yeah.
Okay.
Still, it's great to see all the different curlers there, and hearing that whoa is almost universal, but hearing all the other calls and trying to figure out what exactly they're asking for.
Hasselborg is electing, what are they trying here?
Are they going for a corner?
Looks like they're running their own guard back.
Oh.
It's a run back.
Interesting first call, or interesting start to the game.
Yeah. We are playing the no tick rule here. So any rock in the free guard zone touching the center line cannot be ticked off of it until we hit that 5 rock, the 5th rock.
Now you can remove your own. That's correct?
That is correct. Yeah, you can move your own. And it looks like Hasselborg didn't like the fact that they came around her center guard, and so she decided to keep it open.
And it looks like they got a nice guard, or nice draw behind that guard.
Yeah, actually, it was a really good shot to clear it out. It did set up a corner guard, though. So now it looks like
I think they're trying to run back again.
they are. Hasselborg really wants to keep an open first end here.
And not quite getting the run back, but getting rid of that guard anyways.
Often teams will try and feel each other out in the first end, Kevin, try and keep it clean and maybe hope for a miss.
Yeah, it's better to do that now, and rather than being sort of in the 8th end and hoping your opponent's going to miss.
Now Artichuk is electing to split the house here. This rock is moving fast sideways.
And just a little bit of paint there.
Call is a hit and roll inside.
And I'm assuming that they want to get that yellow on top of that blue, just to have a little bit of backing there.
I think that would be ideal. It's quite a distance to travel in the house. Looks like a control weight hit here.
Some good roll there, but as you said, it's a long distance to get in front of that blue. Some nice contact there on the yellow and splitting of that blue into the edge of the 8.
Now, besides our feature game here on sheet 2, there's lots of action on the ice. On sheet 1, we have Corrado versus La Douceur. On sheet 5, we have Roson versus Duncan. And on sheet 3, we have Kim and McCarville. And then there is a single men's game on the ice right now, and they are on sheet 4. This rock is curling with control weight. Pretty much perfect.
Nice little setup there.
Although Hasselborg is still shot stone.
And this hit's coming in, and we're looking for the hit and roll here, but that rock is moving quite a bit.
And it was a jam.
It looks like Hasselborg may be shot for now.
I'm not so sure, Kevin.
You think it's just the angle playing tricks on our eyes?
I think so. And Artichuk is electing to hit the Hasselborg stone, so that confirms my theory. Well, actually, no, it doesn't even confirm my theory. It looks like they're just going to try and hit and roll in front of their own and be sure. This is out there. It's got a curl.
Looks like it's trying. It doesn't look like it got enough to stick around.
Well, that changes the end. I'm going to assume Artichuk is going to be looking for a blank now, unless there's a miss here by Hasselborg.
And a nice hit and a little roll there.
Dance floor is wide open, Kevin. Artichuk can have a good test of her draw away here in the first end.
Yeah, although you know what they say about the open draw. Hardest shot to make in curling. At least at the club level where I play. And it looks like Artichuk is playing with 3 here today too, so that's going to have an effect on the game for sure.
Draw weight looks pretty good. I think this is going to stick around. Just be back of the tee. Hasselborg hoping probably to stick around and hoping for an unforced error on Artichuk.
Well, the rock looks like it's moving a little bit, but I still think she gets a piece of it, and a big piece at that. And confidently coming down here and calling the hit, and probably looking to blank the end and carry hammer over into 2.
Good solid normal. And it's good. A good blank. Forcing the carry over the hammer. And we move to the second end.
Hey, curling fans, I'm standing here in front of Sheet Stew here at the High Park Club, and I just want to let you know that I'm so excited to sponsor the sport of curling, to help curling out. So you can go to stewcurls.com, see all my events, see the Stew Sell series, but you know what? I also sell real estate as well. So you need to buy a house, list a house, condo, rental, business. Look, give me Stu a call.
What do you got? You got 1, you got 2, you got...
Just one more throw, please.
You make moments like these possible.
And we're back in the second end. Live action here from the High Park Club in Toronto. Remind anyone in the Greater Toronto area, if you would like to come and watch some of the best in the world at this game, admission is free all weekend. There are draws starting at 9 a.m., going till late in the night. And not much of a break in between games around here. There's food available. Great spot to come out and watch the game free of charge.
And we have a great game this evening as well that we're excited for because one of our High Park teams is representing us there. It's Armstrong versus Terrazzoni at 6:30, and it's for an A qualifier. And not only that, the weather's so nice out there, Matt. You could come down, have a nice sit on the patio between games, and I think we have some events this evening, like a wine tasting and
The oyster bar tonight.
an oyster bar.
Oyster bar tonight. Yeah, the game against Tiernzoni, that's great for our club representing against qualifier. Tiernzoni, of course, a 4-time world champion herself. She has a 6-time world champion on her team, playing second right now, Carol Howard. They're a great team, great ambassadors of the sport. It should be an amazing game. Now, to our current game in progress, Hasselborg has put up the center guard and come around it with their second rock. A little deep.
And this is just following up on that first end, which was a blank, and so Artichuk is going forward with hammer again in this end. And there's a no tick rule, and of course there's no time clocks here. However, each team does have the opportunity to use a timeout to bring a coach or alternate out on the ice to discuss it. And look at this draw come in.
It's a pretty good freeze.
It's just going to park with a little bit of gap just on the right-hand side of that yellow. And
Hasselborg is electing to do a little bit of a tap on this. It's like a board weight coming around her own guard. It will unlock the back yellow. The blue won't go too far on this, though.
No, but it leaves you options to jiggle that out later if you need to.
That's a really good shot.
A nice little rollover behind cover, back four, great place to be. Kind of shy aspire to hit, Matt.
I like to think I hit them every time, Kevin.
Well, if you're calling them, you better hit them. That's my rule.
Artichuk's going top 4 with this shot. Wants to take enough of the forefoot so that she is sitting shot rock. Weight looks a little peppy. It's going to turn it into a freeze, a plan B. It was actually a freeze tap. That's one interesting thing, Kevin, is a lot of these European teams have been on the ice quite a bit longer than the North American teams this season already. They seem to start at least a month in advance. You got to wonder if that has an effect on where they are right now this early in the season.
Well, it almost certainly does. I know when I get into the game, that first game, you're always shaking the off. The second game, shaking off the loose nuts and bolts. And finally, after the third or fourth, you have a pretty tight game. But no doubt with all the games they're playing this weekend, they're going to quickly get up to speed.
That draw by Team Hasselborg was a little light.
leaving a bit of room there to potentially chip it out or come down behind it down the other side.
Okay, they are electing on a backline hit on this, Kevin.
I assume they want to get to the inside of that, get a little flop, and kind of be a bit behind that guard.
This, of course, taking it away from Hasselborg to promote herself.
And if they do get the flop, they're going to avoid bumping that yellow onto that back blue in the back 4, and hopefully avoid the other blue in the 8 in doing so. But kind of being in front of the house and having some catchers in the back isn't a bad place to be either.
I think it's just a little more weight than they called for. It's going to do the job. Well, actually, that was an unfortunate jam.
That's sometimes the risk of calling those run back shots with catchers. It's not as easy. You have to be a little bit more precise in where you hit the rock, so that it does go past all of the rocks at the back.
Now, Hasselborg here is concerned about the blue rock in the top 8 being able to be promoted and hitting the yellow, which is sitting on the button. So she's looking at either putting something in overlap or removing that stone altogether.
You know, I like coming in and doing a draw to the top 4 there, hoping it curls a bit and maybe taking away that straight run back, or not straight, but that more direct run back on the yellow. And then you also sort of block that draw path a little bit as well down the other side. But you can't defend from all options here, and sometimes you have to choose which one you want to do.
Sounds like they're going to have a conference on this one. Whole team coming down.
A good old house party.
While they're talking about this, a good time to mention some of our sponsors. We got the Stu Sells reality team. Now, of Stu Sells is a long-standing member here at High Park Club and a great supporter of the game. He occasionally curls himself. We might find him in our Monday or Thursday evening leagues. So we thank Stu for all the support. Kloss Concepts Electrical, Carl Kloss, a member of the Royals Curling Club here in Toronto, one of our rivals, but a great supporter of the game. Patrick Morris and Tommy Gunn's Original Barbershop, and Keith Joel with Keith Joel Mortgage Brokers. Still no decision here on the conference.
Well, this is where it's, not having time clocks is beneficial to the team because they can take the time they need to make that decision.
A little early in the game, though, for a big conference, I think.
You know, sometimes you just need to have a host party. And also probably a good time to point out what the people are doing and throwing down on our ice. Our ice has an incredible job putting it together and making sure that all these teams have a great playing surface. So just wanted to give a shout out to Kevin, Jeff, and everyone else on the crew who's making sure that this pebble is going to hold up over the course of the game.
They're certainly putting in long hours.
Yeah. I think they're kind of glad that at the club level we don't quite sweep as hard as this. I think many of us believe we do, but I think they just show us how effective and how efficient sweeping can be here. All right, so it looks like we're gonna come down onto the inside of the blue, I think.
I think what they're going to do is they're going to promote the blue it's in the top 8 into their own rock and actually double out the blue behind and the blue they promoted.
So you're looking at almost a double run back triple here.
I'm not sure that there's that many rocks in play, Kevin.
Well, there's a reason why I'm not an accountant.
This looks tight. Sweeping hard for line. It is on the guard.
Oh. That definitely changes the geometry of the game, Matt.
Well, it's wide open on the outturn path. They don't even need to stick around here. Kevin, I think the call is to pick the yellow out.
Well, there's, 7 rocks left in this game, 6 once this one is thrown. So I think getting as much as you can in the house here and just making it hard for them to, or hard for Hasselborg to get a foothold here is the goal.
Trying to avoid the jam, and they do. Artichuk is sitting 3.
And it looks like they're gonna call for the double here.
I guess Team Hasselborg is looking at cutting back potential liability with this call.
Sometimes you just got to remove the rocks from play and let granite fly. Because sometimes those rocks add up real quick.
This looks pretty good. Looking for a hit on the inside of the blue on center line, and there it is. Perfect. With a great roll. May actually rolled a bit too far.
But they definitely got what they needed out of that shot. And it looks like we're coming down with a hit on the back yellow.
Signaling this is a bit outside. Sweeping for some curl. It will make contact, not enough to remove the stone from play. It is currently sitting shot rock in the back 8.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a pretty textbook hit here. And do you think they want the flop to be in front of that yellow, or do you think they want some separation here?
Judging where the broom is sitting, I think Anna's going to come across the face of this stone and, yes, try and roll in front of her own. Solid normal on this throw. Now looking for the roll. Oh, that's a lovely shot.
Got to be happy with that one. And it looks like Artichuk's going to try for the double here.
Team Hasselborg has certainly stolen the wind from the sail on the blank of the previous end.
A nice toss here. Shaping up nicely, but hits it a little bit on the outside and pops it over the yellow in the back.
Hasselborg going to hit this stone. Obviously wants to avoid the jam. Might be able to get a roll in front of her own again. In fact, any roll closer to the center line kind of shuts down the scoring path.
Especially when you have a back one in the back of the house that your opponents can just draw down to.
Another textbook throw by Anna Hasselborg. Perfect cover of her own stone, sitting just above the 4-foot. Team Artichuk has elected for the hit in stick here for 1. That should be good enough for shot stone, given how deep that rolled. Looking over, oh, here we come with the throw. Makes the double even for 1.
Nice shot.
After 2 ends, it is Artichuk 1, Hasselborg 0.
Hey, all you curling fans sitting at home watching the Stu Sells Toronto Tankard here at StuCurls.com. Look, High Park's just down the road. We're here in the Junction. If you bring the map card with you, come to Caribou Gifts and start your Christmas shopping early and get some great gifts for the family.
Hi, I'm Carl Kloss and I'm the owner of Kloss Concepts. We're an electrical contractor operating in the GTA and Muskoka areas. Kloss Concepts is the proud title sponsor of the Toronto Tankard Series. We would like to wish everybody good luck and happy curling.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Welcome back to live action here from the High Park Club in Toronto on Sheet Stew, or Sheet 2. It is Team Artichuk against Team Hasselborg. Just a single point after a blank for Artichuk. Hasselborg will be looking to set up a deuce here.
And we're looking to move that rock over to make sure it gets right behind cover.
Team Artichuk playing the come around hit.
Just needs to come in a little bit more if you want to keep the shooter. And the house is back to being empty.
We'll take you around the house here now for a moment. On sheet 1, it is looks like a tie game after in the third end now after 2, and that is Corrado and La Douceur. That's a tie game. It was an exciting second end next door to us here between McCarville and Kim. Kristen McCarville had a really difficult angled run back to score 1 in that end. As Kevin was putting to me in the commercial break, it was a lot of work for a single. On sheet 5, we have Rosan and Duncan, and Duncan is currently up 3-0 in that game. Back to our own action. Hasselborg came around the guard again. And Team Artichuk is chasing it again. Teams are looking for that inside roll, stay behind cover. In this case, it did not. It is wide open.
I don't think that moved quite the way they were expecting it to, and it kind of held out there a little bit. And we're back to an empty house here with a lone guard sitting up front.
Not a lot of rocks in play in this game, Kev.
Well, the conventional saying is if rocks aren't in play, then no one can score, right? Keeps the score down. Both. Sometimes works for you, sometimes works against you.
Everyone's drawing down around this lone center guard, which is on that no tick line rule because it is right on the center line.
Yeah, which means your opposing skip or your opposing team cannot remove it or knock it off the line. And I was remarking this to Chris in the last game. It's amazing to see how the rules of curling have changed and evolved to facilitate the game.
They have. Now, players at this level, you call a no-tick rule for a reason because they are so accurate. They can actually make sure a rock, they can tick one off the line and with perfect execution, right? At the club level, how do you think that would fly having the no-tick rule?
I think it depends who you play. Knowing me, if I'm throwing lead, I don't think that rock's necessarily that rock's going to cut intentionally or intentionally.
I like to fool my players. I'll call it a backline shot on something else or a heavy draw, but really put the broom down where I need it for the tick.
Oh, I like that. Now, if they're listening right now, they're going to be on to you. You might have to change your strategy, Matt.
I'm going to have to rethink this.
Yeah.
Okay, the guards are no longer in play as we talk about that no-tick rule because the fifth stone had already been thrown. It's a fair game to clean things up, and that's exactly what happened.
Hey, Matt, do you think with inflation there's going to be a sixth rock rule soon?
I heard the banks were going to cut the rate soon, Kevin. I don't think so. I think we're sticking at 5.
And again, we're coming to you from the High Park Club in sunny, what is nice weather. Yeah, 100 Indian Road. If you want to come out, we'd love to see you here. Kitchen's open, bar stocked, and there's some world-class curling.
And tonight we've got a wine tasting and oyster bar.
Yeah, I think it's at 6 and 7 o'clock or 6:30 and 7:30, Matt.
I think 7:30 for the oysters. They do not come from Lake Ontario, so
That was my main concern. I was somehow trying to correlate oysters being on ice and then curlers being on ice, but I couldn't just make it happen. And it looks like Artichuk is coming down here for a hit and hoping for, I think, a bit of a roll here.
Now, if we had a zebra muscle bar later, what do you think?
You know what? I think things in the category of food, a lot of work with a lot of reward, and I don't know if I'd enjoy it.
Kind of like McCarville's last end there.
Yeah.
McManus throwing for another hit.
When they throw lots of hits, it does make for a little bit of a quicker game, and we can see that here. Sheet 2 is a little bit ahead of some of the others here who have far more rocks in play.
The origin, of course, of the 5 rock rule was to try and make the game more exciting because teams became so good and accurate at hitting.
Yeah, I definitely remember, when I curled in juniors, the other team gets up on you or you get on them, and then you just start ripping rocks and letting granite fly. It feels good being the one who's doing the ripping, but it's never good to be on the receiving end of that. So I do like that. It gives you a little bit of a chance to stack some rocks in your favor and hopefully mount a comeback.
It's looking a lot here, though, like Hasselborg is now going for a blank this end to retain hammer. As a skip, you always kind of want to know when you're going to bail your strategy and when it changes in an end, right? And when you decide, okay, that didn't work out, I guess I'm going for the blank now.
Yeah, and I think that's one of those skills that separates teams that sort of start to curl competitively versus just house league or club level curling is
knowing when to bail.
Yeah, because I think we've all been in that end where we're committed, and by the time your last rock comes up and you're skipping, you sort of are wishing you peeled a couple things or at least change the geometry a little.
These teams out here this weekend are also great at weight management, though, on all of their shots, right? And we're seeing a lot more hits being executed with a softer touch. This one is not a soft way hit. Rolls out. It is a clean slate once again in the third end.
Now, Matt, if you're throwing a draw that's going to get stripped out of the house anyways, where do you put it?
I'm going to try and put it somewhere new in the house that hasn't maybe a new path and have them try and throw a hit down a different line. So in this case, I would probably pick the entered side sheet, the other side of the sheet than they're calling for right now. They're looking for top 4, I think, where the broom is replaced. But I'd be going for the wing, like as far out as I could go on that 12-foot.
Yeah, I like that. Hopefully let the ice do the work and change a variable or two.
The only risk with going wider, Kevin, is that if you've already decided you want a blank in the end, it does give, in this case, because Hasselborg is chasing the blank, putting it closer to the middle does make the blank attempt more difficult.
It is it does give you a shorter away at least.
This is looking a little heavy.
Oh, just hanging at the back of the house.
Stick around here.
Well, I think this is the second hardest shot in curling, an open hit and roll out.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the Sioux South Toronto Tankard here at stewcurls.com. And all you fans and all you curling teams who are staying in the area, come up to Petty Fine Foods. Lots of great prepared food. You just throw in the oven, cook, eat, and go. And if you show your map card to Stefo, you're gonna get
a free espresso and a complimentary cannoli on the house.
free. Free. So come on up.
4-letter magic word.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Everything I've worked for, everything I've sacrificed, has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You could throw the perfect rock and still miss, but it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
And we're back in fourth end action here at High Park Club in Toronto with the Stu Sells Toronto Tankard. Team Hasselborg against Team Artichuk. Last end blanked by Hasselborg, so they have a blank each, only a single point on the board by Artichuk in the second end. The center guard by Artichuk over curled, also electing to ignore that and has come into the house top 12.
And that looks like it's going to get a nice roll here.
Not enough to get under cover.
I don't know. They're sweeping pretty hard. Just probably showing 3/4 there.
Kevin, I think your eyes need some checking. That's wide open.
Well, I'm coming at it from the left hack, so, things look a little different. Nice easy hit weight, popping the blue at the back and rolling to top 4. I got to imagine they were hoping to get a little bit behind that blue and sort of come over the face on that hit.
I'm not so sure because Hasselborg called for the open draw into the 12-foot, coming in behind the opponent's guard. Maybe she's trying to stay away from the possibility of a run back.
Could be.
Call is the draw, Kevin.
Well, it's certainly moving and looking to get over, but
it's looking a little strong.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be back 8 here.
Maybe a nibble on the 12th there. You know,
Artichuk's going to follow it down.
there's also some interesting ends shaping up on some of the other sheets as well. And a nice little tap there. I think they're hoping to maybe freeze a little bit more to that.
Yeah, I don't think they were wanting to be that strong.
And yeah,
Hasselborg with hammer though, and she is electing to come just around top 4 behind cover.
I mean, I do enjoy throwing a draw that does have a little bit of backing that just usually gives me a bit more confidence in it.
This one didn't curl enough for them, Kevin.
No, and it leaves them in a bit of a vulnerable spot here. Hit, roll behind the blue. Either way is nice, but hopefully they get behind this one in the 4-foot and separate out the rings a little bit. A bit tricky in that you have to hit the yellows a little bit on an angle, but not so much that it hits your blue in the back and manages to still hang around. Sometimes those rocks that hang around do tend to catch up to you at the end of the game, and suddenly you're staring down a few points there.
Next order of us on sheet 3, Kristen McCarville has given up another steal of 1 to Kim. So they are playing corner guards and trying to get back into the game.
Oh. Well, both yellows are gone, but didn't quite get the roll I think they were hoping for there.
Hasselborg is, I think, looking at hitting the one in the back 4, rolling on top of the blue in back 8 to sit second shot.
Good call, Matt. That's from that hand signal and that broom tap. That does look like what's happening here.
Other option she is discussing, though, is to do some sort of a slash double. I think she's going with the hit and roll here. Set that out a little bit on release. It's hanging out there. Calling for curl.
Yeah. Not as much roll as they wanted. Just a little baby one there, and that yellow is fully exposed.
Really critical for skips to be watching release of their teammates. Kevin, there, it's quite obvious a little bit of a wrist action set that out, and that helps you in the sweeping call.
For sure. I like to, or I think my skip looks away in horror at my release, but you know, that's something we're supposed to work on.
This one's curling hard. Cross to face the yellow, roll in behind their own.
Nice little roll. Might have gone a bit further than they hoped, but
I think Anna's calling for a nose hit here.
well,
she might get the double out of it.
Yeah, I think if you nose this, you get a double.
I mean, you're sitting shot.
I think this just comes back to something you mentioned earlier, and removing some of that liability.
Yeah, as a skip, you don't want to be facing multiple rocks of your opponent on a cold draw. I mean, that's why they pay skips the big bucks, but
Really, I haven't got my check yet. Not quite enough of that back blue.
it is sitting shot rock. Skip stones here in the fourth end. They're sweeping this hard. It is curling. And there's a jam on that, and it does roll out. Chance here now for a deuce for Hasselborg.
Looks like they're going to come down across the center line and onto that back blue and maybe get a little tap out of it. Oh, looks like they're changing up the shot a little bit, wanting to come down the other side as the rock is a little more exposed. And it looks like there's going to be a bit of a vice skip discussion here. Coming this way gives you the ability to throw a little bit more weight and get the movement that you want coming around that guard from the center line. Obviously, your weight has to be down a little bit more to get the curl that you need to get right on top of it.
Lots of good movement in these rocks, though, Kevin. So the come around hit is quite achievable. They're calling the weight up a little bit on this. And now sweeping for the curl. They get a bit outside on the release.
Doesn't look like they got quite the roll that they wanted, but the house is now nice and split, which of course makes it hard for Artichuk here to remove all the possible points in the rings.
No, yeah, she's hoping for a good hit and roll in behind cover. Oh, no, now she's elected and he hit the wide stone.
Yeah, and unfortunately, with the way the yellows are placed, it looks like a double isn't something they can try for here.
I'm thinking the logic on hitting the open stone here, Kevin, is they were worried about it over curling and causing a jam potential to set up a 3 for Hasselborg. So this way, the most Hasselborg can score is 2 in the end. Hit and stick for 2, Kevin. Wide open down the center line. Just a clean down the ice, and we're good for 2 points for Hasselborg after 4 ends.
And of course, it's that ever important having the hammer during an even.
On behalf of the volunteer board, the support team, and all the families who will be helped by this year's Sandra Schmirler Foundation Telethon, thank you for being a part of this historic moment. $1,126,014, a new record, exceeding our goal, and most importantly, countless families from St. John's to Victoria to Yellowknife and babies in over 100 hospitals in between will be impacted by your generosity. And we couldn't do it without the amazing partnerships we have with Curling Canada, TSN, and Net2Phone Canada. They connect you, our generous supporters, with so many of the Scotties participants and our volunteers on Telethon Day. A special thank you to Jocelyn and Brett for sharing little Luke Gallant's stories, and all of the families across this great country who shared stories of how Sandra's legacy has helped their little ones grow up and become champions. In each of the last 3 years, because of generous supporters like you, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has been able to give back $1 million to help babies in every province and territory. And this year's telethon will ensure we can continue that incredible momentum. Thank you for helping champions start small.
Thank you, Canada!
Hey, curling fans, I'm standing here in front of Sheet Stew here at the High Park Club, and I just want to let you know that I'm so excited to sponsor the sport of curling, to help curling out. So you can go to stewcurls.com, see all my events, see the Stew Sell series. But you know what? I also sell real estate as well. So you need to buy a house, list a house, condo, rental, business. Look, give me Stu a call.
And we're back starting N5. One point separating the two teams right now.
Still a really clean game so far, Kevin. Really good draw behind cover.
And it looks like Artichuk is electing to draw behind their blue.
Line looking pretty good. This draw behind the corner guard.
Might be a little deeper than they wanted, but
yeah, it ends up back 12, ending the back, biting the back 8.
But it looks like it's probably second shot.
I couldn't hit that rock from back here, could you?
Ugh. I don't even know if they let me in the hack anymore.
Hasselborg ignoring the draw and is coming around the center again. Probably looking for something back 4 buried. This one, the line looks a little tight, Kevin.
Well, there's world-class sweepers out there, so if anyone can hold it, they can. Looks like it might be a little bit lighter than they intended, but
they're going to put it into a plan B position.
And of course, now that this is the 6th rock, guards are allowed to be peeled or removed from play. So we may see a run back here.
It looks like that's exactly the call, Kevin. Should see a little heat on this stone.
You know, I do like seeing granite fly, Matt.
Peel weight. Looking for just off nose here. That's a really good shot.
And 2 rocks out of play. Looks like a little bit of discussion here about the shot happening. Making sure that everyone gauge for what the expected outcome is here.
Yeah, it looks like a board weight or a back 12, backline weight tap on the blue to sit 2 yellow. Nice release. They are sweeping to keep it straight. It is going hard at that guard.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to make some contact on the guard, but not enough to slow that rock down and keep it in the house, I think.
No, it does stick around. It is second shot.
Oh, that looks like number 1, Matt.
Oh, sorry. Yes, it is shot rock. Time to get my eyes checked, Kevin. Or maybe put my glasses on.
Well, between my last call that needed my eye check, maybe we can get a 2-for-1 deal.
To give us some credit, that is at the opposite end of the building.
Which probably explains why I'm missing the broom consistently.
Here comes a control weight hit.
It's really starting to move here.
For those of you who never curled at High Park Club, our ice maker does like to keep the middles high in this club, so the rocks will move pretty strongly off that center line, even for a hit. Another crack at this rock, Kevin. A little more weight thrown this time with the guard pushed away. It is moving.
It does look like we're by the guard this time, but is the yellow going to stick around as it makes contact on that back blue?
Don't think Hasselborg took enough ice on that shot.
And it looks like they're going to remove that yellow rock from play and try to sit in the house. Maybe split the rings. The danger here, of course, is if you don't catch it thin enough, there is a chance at a jam on that back blue. And it does tick out that back blue, and that yellow does just sneaks out the back. And it looks like we might be playing for another blank end here, Matt.
Yeah, it goes back to that we were talking about before, Kevin, is as a skip knowing when to bail. And when things did not work out originally as planned here, best to bail and blank.
And if they get the blank here, then they're maintaining that that hammer in an even end, which of course is important once you make it to the 8th.
We call that playing the scoreboard, eh, Kevin?
Yep.
Talking with several curlers this weekend, the speed of the ice seems to be holding up for most of the game, which is good news. Always challenging to run an event like this inside a curling club rather than arena ice.
But seeing how well the ice is here, it does make me very grateful to have a dedicated ice staff who are doing a tremendous job out there.
Yeah, that's right. High Park Club in Toronto is a very busy place. We're pushing 1,000 members for 5 sheets of ice. Most curling clubs have a ratio of about 100 curlers per sheet. We're well over that. Ice is in use from about 8 in the morning until 1 in the morning, 7 days a week. Very strong juniors program, Little Rocks program.
And of course, we have the tennis courts and pickleball in the summer when the ice is out.
Yeah, that's new for us here at the club. We turned the curling rink into a pickleball facility. Pickleball quite popular in Toronto. And we have the only 2 grass tennis courts east of BC in Canada. Very good amenity here at the club. Looking over other sheets in play right now. Next door to us, sheet 3, Krista McCarville is down 6-0 to Kim in the 5th end. Roson is down 5-1 to Holly Duncan.
And that was a bit of a flub there.
Looks like Corrado is up 3-1 in the fifth. They actually, I think they're playing the sixth end right now. Are they? Nope, fifth end. Yep, 3-1. In our feature game, Hasselborg is sitting shot rock in the top 12. Artichuk going for a hit, and we assume a roll in front of her own stone over the right-hand side of the house.
And maybe even touching some paint if they get the right roll out of it.
Watch this hit to move a bit, Kevin. It is coming right off the center line. Throwing control weight.
Good rotation, but it's really starting to move early there. And as it comes down, it might be a bit fuller than they wanted here.
Yeah, did not get the roll.
And it's hard to tell from here, but it doesn't look like it's quite in the rings.
Hasselborg is having a really good look at that. She's going to play it anyways. I think she's elected that it is in the rings. So she's going to try a slash double here.
This will be a great shot match. Of course, with rocks that are just biting the rings, angle does matter quite a bit in terms of determining it, and you can't measure during the game, only after the end has been played.
Unless you're trying to determine if it's a guard in the free guard zone, and at what point you can put the 6-foot stick on it to see if it is in the house.
Great weight coming out of the hack here.
They're sweeping it. It's curled a little more than I thought, but I think she's, oh yeah, that just curled up a little too much. So still a rock in the back 12 for Artichuk.
Which means looks like they're going to try to get their deuce here. And of course, the important part of this shot is just making sure you touch paint, whether that's front or back.
What would you think of if Anna had elected to freeze to that rock in the back 12 and try and force a 1?
I think it would be interesting, but I do think it would be pretty exposed for a hit that could potentially, if that was biting, as they thought it was, would potentially leave them with a 2 anyways. I did like the call and the slash. What about you, Matt? Would you have gone for the draw and try to set them up?
For the day, right? So if Anna was comfortable with the slash, that was the right call. We're going to take a short break. We are going into the 6th end here at High Park Club. We'll be back with you in a few minutes. Back with you here at the High Park Club in Toronto. Kevin, I felt like I was flying upside down there for a minute there. The little glitch in the technology. We're in the sixth end. It is Team Artichuk up 3-2 over Anna Hasselborg. Great thank you once again to all the sponsors, Stu Sells Reality, Kloss Concepts, Tommy Gunn's Original Barn Shop, and Keith Joel Mortgage Brokers. Also to let you know about exciting action ongoing this weekend at the High Park Club. It is free admission all weekend long. Lots of great events, food and sampling. There's a wine tasting tonight, oyster shucking. And we also have a great feature game coming up here, an A qualifier in the women's, Team Tiranzoni versus High Park representing club Team Armstrong. That's at 6:30 tonight. It will be the feature game on Sheet 2 and will be live streamed. Commentators for that game will be Brenda Johnson and Ben Stadelman. They did a fine job this morning on the early game. Just waiting for a quick player break. Team Artichuk is playing with 3 players right now. Hasselborg throwing a corner guard. Now Artichuk electing to try and come around their own rock here. I think it's going to come up light, so they're now going to elect to try and make it into a guard. Doesn't quite curl enough. Hasselborg's going to chase the blue. I think she's looking for an outside roll here, Kevin.
Yeah, I would agree. Get yourself into a position where you can potentially be scoring a couple points here, and you can only score points when you have rocks in the rings.
This is on the guard.
It's really moving.
And it's going to probably have to go back. Yep. Of course, the no-tick rule there. Because of that, the rock didn't even have to go out of play in the 5-guard zone like it would normally have to be replaced. Hasselborg just looking for the rings frozen into the ice there to see if it's in the right spot.
And it looks like they're going to come for a draw behind that blue. And it looks like that rock is curling and just scraped by that yellow. I think they're hoping for a bit of a wick there.
Yeah, it was obviously thrown a little heavy, Kevin. They were looking for a bit of a tick there, plan B. Hasselborg's going to have another attempt at this rock sitting in the top 8, hoping not to clip the guard.
Although if they do now, that rock will go as it plays, or remain where it ends up and not have to go back because we're beyond the 5th rock of the end.
Judging where the broom is, I think they're going to be calling board weight on this. That, of course, is good weight management. You want to keep the shooter in play.
And they're sweeping to get a little bit of a curl out of this to catch a bit more of that rock and keep the yellow in play and hit the blue with enough force that it pops out of the house.
And, oh, not quite enough of the blue made contact with the blue there, sorry. So we are seeing Hasselborg as second shot.
And it looks like
Artichuk, I think, is chasing the Hasselborg stone here. Inside out on the hit.
and probably hoping to be a bit more fuller in the rings after that hit. So full 12 foot, maybe biting a bit of 8 if possible.
I question this call, Kevin. An inside out on the hit is sometimes risky at this club.
Well, yeah, sometimes it over curls, and then if you flop on the outside, who knows what you're.
That's exactly what happened. They have lost the shooter in that case. I would have thrown the other turn on that one.
I might have considered the draw on that shot and sort of just let it be in the back corner there. Although that can be difficult when you don't have hammer, and those rocks do tend to sneak up on you.
We've got quite a bit of difference in experience level in these two teams, and I'll say that Hasselborg, with all their experience, reading different ice surfaces is really one of their strengths. And I think in this case, I think Anna would have elected the other turn on that shot, just knowing and reading the ice a little better. Coming around their own yellow here, it looks like, through the port. Here we are, line's looking much better now. Sweeping for some curl, and it is going to end up shot stone.
Nicely buried as
Nicely buried behind their own corner guard. Great shot.
And it looks they're trying to remove the guard and hopefully get a run back here to take out both yellows. Always risky hitting your opponent's rock into the house, but that yellow just skirts over the back blue.
That was a well-executed shot. Here comes a replay of this. Really good release there. Good solid normal. And hitting it just on nose there is exactly what was called for. Hasselborg's going to try this draw again, drawing down to the blue in the back 12. Sweeping a hold line just lightly, mostly a clean. Good shot rock and behind cover.
There's a little corner poking out, but it looks like Artichuk is going to come down and freeze to the corner of that yellow.
Corner freeze, Kevin. Very difficult shot in curling. It is a way to bail yourself out of an end.
Good rotation on this rock here.
Looks a little heavy from our perspective right now. Nope, it's going to slow down.
But is it going to be in the right spot here?
That's a real nice shot. Just in front of the corner. Not sure. Oh, okay. Looks like Anna is calling for the hit. Try and pop it out.
Probably a lower weight hit just to make sure they get around that blue and catch it on the outside like she's asking for with this roll here.
And she does want to sit on top of her own and sit, hopefully sit 2 and out count the other blue in the back 12.
You know, being able to see the shot from above versus just straight on here really does change, you know, the type of shot you make or looking at it, because that guard is up pretty high. There's lots of room to get around it and into the outside of that blue rock there.
Calling for some curl, it looks like.
Yeah. It looks like it may not get over
I think she's going to jam this. Yep. Now, not a terrible outcome. The blue has rolled wide open in the 8-foot.
And it looks like she's calling to come down. Yeah, come down here and kind of roll off that yellow into the 4-foot.
Kind of like a back 8 weight, do you think, Kevin?
I'd say so. They might want a little bit more movement out of it, depending how full they hit, because they have to hit that yellow a little bit thin to miss that back blue if they're concerned about keeping it or not jamming it. But certainly not much more than back line, I don't think.
Where the broom is placed, it does look like a board weight is going to be coming our way.
I'm wondering if they're a bit concerned here in throwing that slightly higher weight, if they're concerned about it over curling and potentially popping that yellow onto the back blue in the 8-foot.
I think that was part of the discussion, or at least from the sign language I could read. Nice positive release.
On it right away with great sweeping energy here.
Okay, we got a jam. Hasselborg does have a potential double here. Not an easy shot. Oh.
My question is, though, Matt, with the double here, how hard do you think it is to keep that yellow?
I think they're looking at that right now.
You do have the benefit of, if you do go for the double, potentially rolling behind the cover of that blue and being in line with that back yellow.
I think they're talking about that. They're also considering just hitting the shot rock in the back 8 and sitting there.
Mm. The tricky part with that, though, is if you do just hit that one or you're in the back, they can draw down onto you and freeze, and then you're limiting yourself to taking a single here potentially.
Yeah, the intern path is pretty much wide open right at this point. So they always have that as an option.
What about hitting that blue, just straddle the 12 and 8, and then flopping over behind the guard and hopefully being somewhere top 4?
I don't mind that, Kevin. I don't know if you're going to get shot out of that. Yeah, you'd probably get shot out of it. It's more of a setup for your final stone.
But there is that risk of a jam. Either way, we've seen some tremendous shots from this game.
And Hasselborg with her first. Oh, this is her. Yeah, it's her first in the end. And she.
Oh, and sweep, sweep, sweep.
Yeah, she has made the double.
Nice
Big sweeping like Manus in the house.
Those are the shots I like to see other people throw, Matt. I don't like looking those down on my my skips rocks.
Well, Kevin, since I play against you regularly, I'm not actually going to tell you what shots I like to throw.
Maybe I'm just using it as a way to trick you into thinking those are the shots that I throw, when really I'm just setting you up.
I think that is something that's interesting about the Stu Sells Tankard here in Toronto, is there's a lot of teams that are not on the usual like Grand Slam tour, and it does throw a bit of a wild card in it for some of the regular teams that are used to playing each other all the time. It's a really good draw down to the yellow by Artichuk.
It's going to be really tricky to try and get a deuce out of that.
And she's not even going to try. Anna is elected to just draw the 4-foot or even the 8-foot for a single. So that was a great shot by Artichuk to cut down the scoring here.
And with hammer, you typically want to score 2 points for it to be considered a efficient use of the hammer. So it does also increase the score by 2, or the point difference by 2 here as well.
Initially, Anna was electing to throw the wide open in turn. Now she's actually still doing the in turn, but it's going to be coming through the port. I guess she's using the blue there as. Speed looks pretty good.
Just a bit of the 8 is all you need here.
And that's exactly what she got. She got full 8. Single point for Hasselborg. It is a tie game going into 7. Real close match here. We'll be back right after these messages.
Hey, all you curling fans sitting at home watching the Stu Sells Toronto Tankard here at StuCurls.com. Look, High Park's just down the road. We're here in the Junction. If you bring the map card with you, come to Caribou Gifts and start your Christmas shopping early and get some great gifts for the family.
Hi, I'm Carl Kloss and I'm the owner of Kloss Concepts. We're an electrical contractor operating in the GTA and Muskoka areas. Kloss Concepts is the proud title sponsor of the Toronto Tankard Series. We would like to wish everybody good luck and happy curling.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
We are back here in the seventh end, High Park Club. Stu Sells, Toronto Tankard. I'm Matt Glandfield. With me in the booth is Kevin Hogan. Hasselborg has put up a center guard, looking to steal here in 7. just take you around the rink here. The Krista McCarville game has completed with Kim winning that match. The only men's game on the ice right now, just looking like it's Purcell versus Manuel. Looks like there's a discussion going on in that game right now. They are in the sixth end, and it is Manuel is down by 1. He's facing 3 right now. Just first stones for skips. To our match. Hasselborg sitting 1 in the back 4. Artichuk has drawn to the top 12. Is looking to draw down to the shot stone now in the 4-foot. This looks a little strong. Sweeper's getting ready to try and curl the rock because I think they need to actually make some contact here. And that's going to go right to the back of the house, back 12. So we're now coming in on top of her own in the 4-foot. Line looks pretty good here. Wonder if these teams are being fooled by the speed a bit. This is a little deep. Well, actually, it did put the brakes on right on the pin.
Yeah, I was going to say, Matt, looks pretty good to me. If I threw that on any of the night's eye curl, I'd be happy with it. But as the ice surface changes from all the sweeping, rocks running down it, of course, they're going to behave differently over time.
Ice makers here are doing their best to keep up with things. They are trying to scrape it between every draw. Run back is the call here. I think we're just going to be peeling the guard the way this looks. Team Hasselborg are looking to put another yellow on top of their other 2.
And it looks like that draw's coming in, but not.
No, it's
finished
pretty light.
Pretty nice.
It's about halfway, Kevin. So I think the original call was to come to the house, but plan B, they've put up a center line guard there.
And it does make it a bit of a tricky angle to hit that yellow, even though it is open. You could, of course, run the blue back into the top.
Yeah, I think the better call here is to run the blue back into the 2 yellows sitting in the 4-foot.
And that looks like something they're discussing or thinking about right now.
With normal weight and the right angle, that could be a run back double in a heartbeat. Need to hit just off of center here, probably about an inch off of center. Looking where the broom is placed, this will have a good normal weight to it. Oh, almost looked like a call was peel weight. I don't think this is curling enough, Kevin. Oh,
Well, it's coming in a bit, but it looks like it might just.
Okay, so there was a jam there. It didn't quite curl enough for the double.
And luckily it just avoided the back blue there. So the
Hasselborg still sitting one in behind cover, back four. Looking to put another one top four. In stealing position with the centerline guard out front.
It's coming in nicely.
Yeah, this looks real good. Your air sweeping to curl it just a bit.
Yeah, it's like that's going to end up just top four.
That's perfect. Two rocks in behind cover now. Looking to that guard. Yep. You're talking about it. If you do that, I think she's on her own stone in the back 12.
I think it depends which sort of, even though you're trying to run straight back, if you can get it off to the one side a little bit, you might be able to pop it out the right. But even if you just peel the front, that's still a win and miss the double here with the shot.
You definitely don't want to stuff this guard. Okay, Hasselborg is calling for that guard to be replaced. Shooter in the last shot did move off center, but it is still there in the corner guard position.
I think a little bit of discussion is happening here about where exactly they want the guard, just so everyone's on board with the outcome.
Really got to more. Okay, it's pretty good position.
It does leave the right side of that rock a little bit exposed, but it looks like we're gonna peel this guard again. Maybe try the run back again. Just missing that yellow. And it looks like they're going to put up that guard one more time.
Really, even a steal one is a victory. She's just trying to protect assets in the house there.
And that guard is coming over nicely.
Yeah, it's in the perfect position.
And are we going to see another run back here?
Kevin, if that's a nose hit, it definitely causes a jam on the back rock. So they got to be careful here. It's got to be pretty precise.
Now's the time when you're pulling out the protractor and looking at the angles to see what lines up.
Angle of incidence equals the angle of refraction.
If you hit this right, I think you can get you can avoid hitting the back blue. You just got to make sure you direct it the right way. This is one of those instances where I wish we could get the arrows onto the still frame here and just play out where the...
Yeah, Kevin, I think next year a telestrator is going to be in our budget.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the hit attempt now. We're trying to double out the two yellows sitting in the 4-foot, using the guard and hoping the guard also runs out. This is looking a little wide, Kevin.
It's trying.
Oh, it tried.
Oh, so close. I think I heard those rocks just rub together a little bit as they pass by.
Once again, another guard, and actually the shooter in that last shot has closed down the scoring zone just a little bit further here. So a well-placed guard, it's going to be, Team Artichuk is going to be hard-pressed to get a shot in there.
And it's always tricky throwing or running back the opponent's rocks into the house. And this rock has to get over a little bit more here.
Sweeping really hard for the curl now. Both of them on it to try and get it to curl.
Does it come over enough?
That is amazing sweeping right there. Yes, it does.
Now, when you're looking down the same shot you've thrown a couple times and it hasn't quite worked out, it is quite a daunting task from the hack, getting your head in the game.
Yeah, at this point, Artichuk's got to be looking at how to cut her losses here in this end, and I don't see an easy way to do that.
It looks like they may be playing the tap here and trying to raise that into hopefully the button or onto that back yellow, or at least into the 4-foot fully to cut the loss to 1 here. Being down 1 with hammer in the final end isn't a terrible place to be. It's not my preferred position, but
Going after that guard again in the run. Got two out of there.
So they just cut it to one.
Cut it to one. A steal of one for Hasselborg. Mission accomplished when she put up that first center guard at the end. We'll be back with the final end here. This great matchup at High Park Club at the Stu Sells Toronto Tankard after this.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the Stu Sells Toronto Tankard here at StuCurls.com. And all you fans and all you curling teams who are staying in the area, come up to Petty Fine Foods. Lots of great prepared food. You just throw in the oven, cook, eat, and go. And if you show your map card to Stefo, you're gonna get
a free espresso and a complimentary cannoli on the house.
free. Free. So come on up.
4-letter magic word.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
This is it. It all comes down to this rock. The hours in the gym, the weeks away from my family. This is what I've been training for. And all those voices trying to tear me down, I'm here to silence them. We've given everything we have for a chance to get everything we want.
And we're back here in the 8th end. A nice center guard here put up by Hasselborg.
Kevin, would you rather be down one with or up one without?
You know, it's a tricky spot because as long as you play everything technically and do what you're supposed to, you should get to no problem. But as we know, curling doesn't always work that way. I think I'd rather be up one without.
So Team Artichuk, of course, electing for a corner guard here. They are trying to get the deuce.
You know, the other option is, you know, you take your one, you go into an extra end and play it that way. Not something that's usually available to you when you're doing club curling.
Hasselborg coming around her own. Didn't take a lot of ice on this shot. I think she thinks this is a straighter path. Oh, no, she is putting up a second center guard. That's an aggressive call.
Well, we did see a bunch of run backs last end, so front load them and, you know, try and get your scoring rocks around it while you can.
I'd be thinking two center guards if I'm down, but Hasselborg is up and has put up the two center guards, so we'll see where this leads. Artichuk now coming around the centers. This looks a little light.
Will it get some paint here, Matt?
No, this is going to be not even on the first top center guard there above the 12-foot. That's a big miss.
It's also not in a great position to be promoted later in the game if needed, as things currently stand.
Changing up rocks here just before throwing. I think Team Hasselborg's got some intel that we don't on those stones. Depending on what shot they're throwing, they have decided to switch up the stones.
Oh. Interesting.
This looks like a come around draw this time. trying to beat Team Artichuk into the scoring zone.
Hasselborg does only need to take one, or even in theory, yeah, they just need to take one. So
Line is tight on this one. It was a little inside on release. It's going to end up being another guard in the traffic jam.
Well, see one, play one.
I tell you, if I was Artichuk in this moment, I would not be feeling good. There's a lot of traffic in front of the house here.
The straw does have to move and get around, get tucked back in there. So I think they're going to be looking for this rock to really finish here and pull in behind those yellows.
That was a good release, a good throw. It is looking pretty tight on the line. They're sweeping for line. It's got enough weight. It is now by the guard.
Just scraped by. And where does it end up?
It ends up right on the pin. That's a good shot.
That is what we call money.
Hasselborg now going to follow this down, maybe move it a smidge. You know, I can't see our title sponsor's nose. That's a good thing. It run his nose. Watch them just sweep this to curl as soon as they're by all the traffic. Doesn't have the weight though, Kevin. I think this is light.
It does look like it. And it's in a difficult position to even try to raise it or run it back.
Oh, Kevin, the tying point is in.
Now, do you play for the tie, Matt, or do you play for the win here?
Well, right now, if I were Artichuk, I'd be trying to get a second one there, but you got to be careful on how you do that. You do not want to set up a double with any form of second is going to lie. She's talking about putting a top four coming around her own little blue there off of center line. It's exactly what they're going to try.
They have built a formidable wall in front of the house here.
I'm just looking at the yellows in front of the house. There's not really an angle that works well for an angle raise for Team Hasselborg to get that shot stone.
No, but you know, depending how you do it, maybe you try some weird triple, jiggle some things around it and free up some space.
Advantage here now is to Artichuk. It makes me question once again the double center guard by Hasselborg when she was up in the game.
Blue. And you squeeze by and just put something in the top 12 here.
Okay, 2 points in play now.
I think we're going to see some granite fly.
Yeah, no choice by Hasselborg now. She's got to move something.
I think potentially with that blue in the 12-foot.
Okay, we're calling timeout here.
And they get 60 seconds for this, right?
They do. We're gonna try and listen in here. If anyone speaks Swedish and wants to help us translate, that'd be great. Kevin, it looks like they're trying to run back. They're going to try and do an angle double here off the center line. 2 yellows into the blue that was just thrown.
Do you think with the right angle, you could run that yellow back enough to get it onto the one on the button? Or
No,
do you think
no, I don't think that's what they're trying here. I don't think that's there.
Yeah. Well, the benefit with something like this is even if you don't quite get the shot that you're called, you're moving some of the rocks around and potentially freeing up some space to come in at a different angle.
Yep. I'm going to call this wound self-inflicted on Team Hasselborg.
All right, I'll make sure to note that down for the fans at home when they read the play-by-play put together by Matt. But this is really where you want to you think back to the geometry you did in school and hope that you remember the right angles.
This one's hurting my brain, Kevin. There's a lot of angles involved in this.
Oh, don't be so obtuse about it.
Did they get the right angle?
Oh,
just
wow.
through. Very close.
Wow. Didn't see that one coming.
Now, there is a bit of a silver lining here, and that's exactly what Team Artichuk is seeing, is that there is a exposed yellow now, pretty clean line straight back at Shot Rock.
Yep, and they called that guard pretty quick, so.
Yep. It's curling pretty well in this path, so we should see a lot of ice called, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're in the middle of the 12-foot.
Yeah, we've seen some rocks down this path before, so it shouldn't be as slow as it might normally be.
Right now, Artichuk thinking it's hanging out there a little bit. I think it's got to slow down, but I think it's going to turn out all right. Here it goes, slowing right down.
There we go.
And it has done the job. That run back is not there anymore.
Or certainly a much higher level of difficulty with a second rock in play.
They are looking at running that rock that just ended up there into one of their yellows.
Now, would you run that, or would you run the center line yellow that's a bit higher up?
Oh, Kevin, that's in another area code. That is way up there. There's long distance charges on that one.
There is, I think, also an interesting play on the blue, 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 and going for a run back triple, but not for the faint of heart.
That is there, Kevin. I don't think they've seen it. I'm wondering if you need to go out there and show them the way.
I think there's a reason why I'm not on the ice today or this weekend. And I think we're going to get ready to see some granite fly here, Matt.
Lots of weight on this one. Magnus with the throw.
Oof. Tough break.
That's a tough break. Kevin, I keep saying this, but this goes back to throwing two center guards when you're up one.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's one of those things that you'll think about on the car ride home after the game and have to reflect on it a little bit.
I think they should have kept it a little cleaner, even though they didn't have hammer. Team Artichuk's going to have a little bit of a conference here.
Calling another house party, and yeah, I think she's wondering whether that yellow is, you know, enough of a threat on the run back here to do something about it, or just put up another guard. It looks.
You know, if there's anyone that can make that long distance shot, it is Anna Hasselborg.
That is true, Matt.
Right now, Artichuk is also looking at any variable that could cut them down to a single point and force a tie.
And then we'd get to see another an extra end with some more great curling in it, which for the viewers at home, I think is never a bad thing.
Looking to guard, it looked like they were looking to guard the angle raise on the yellow that would be promoting the yellow into the house.
I think that angle would be probably pretty thin, and it would be your cut down point here.
That's correct.
I think
Hasselborg now is looking at the straight run back of the yellow right down to the rock on the button.
Yeah.
Or they could also now, Kevin, be looking at what you saw earlier, which is the triple on the blues.
I think they're going to try to do the run back, thread the needle, and pick out at least one of them. The angle's tough though, because you got to make sure you avoid that blue just off of center and come back.
Once again, no clock on the game. We've already had the coaching timeout. A lot of thought going into this, into Skip's rocks here in the eighth end.
It looks like potentially we're looking at the triple blue. Little tip tap top.
Even if they got two of them, Kevin, it would be down to a single point in the house so far.
Yeah. Now, if you could only take out one of the ones in the house, would you want the one in the 12 or the one in the 4 if you're throwing this?
I think I'd like the one in the 12.
Making sure the rock's nice and clean here. Oh. Right by. Comes
1, 2. Yes, they did it.
Wow. If I had an air horn, you would hear it right now.
Kevin Hogan, you called that shot. They made it. Let's look at the replay. Outstanding throw by Anna Hasselborg in the eighth end.
And that really changed the momentum of this end in the game for sure. Look at that. What a thing of beauty.
That was a tremendous shot.
If you could hang a shot on the fridge, it would be that one. Now, of course, Artichuk is looking to sink another one into the house around that yellow. And with only 2 they're going to want to bury it here and look to try and curl it a little bit more, but I think it's going to be a titch exposed here, Matt.
It is a titch exposed. Really now, Hasselborg is probably just going to try and pick this out, which might force the tie. Inside roll, she'd be putting a lot of pressure on. She's looking at it.
Yeah. I think the inside roll would be a little bit tough. You'd probably have to come at that with like hack or board weight. But if you can get it buried, you're not leaving your opponents with much with that wall out front. And with that amount of ice, I think they're just looking to chip it out and force a draw here.
Here comes a heater.
Oh, it looks like it's on that yellow.
Nope,
Oh.
she's by. She picks it out. This is forcing Artichuk for a draw for the tie.
I said it at the beginning, Matt. One of the hardest shots in curling is a open draw. And we're coming out a little bit further down this path, so ice conditions may be at play, but she did just throw it.
Looks like a clean release. They took lots of ice.
Yeah, it does seem to be moving.
It is definitely moving, Kevin. This looks a little hot. Come down and watch this.
Well, remember, when the house is open, the front and back point both count the same.
That's right. That is good. We are going to an extra end here at High Park. We'll be back after these messages.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's ice pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
Hey, curling fans at High Park and sitting at home watching the Stu Sells Toronto Tankard at stewcurls.com. Look after the game. We're just up the road from High Park. Come to my house in the Junction, have a cocktail, have a late night snack, and talk about the game.
Well, Kevin, we are back. It is the 9th end here at the High Park Club in the Hasselborg versus Artichuk game. Now, you know, the 9th end, it's not like the 19th hole in golf. It's not as fun, right?
Yeah. Well, I think both teams have a bit of pressure here, especially with the start of the last end, and really looking just to secure some real estate on the forefoot or button, and then sort of blocking your opponent out from taking it from you.
Not only that, Hasselborg now has hammer in the 9th end after forcing the single in the 8th there in the tie.
Which is quite the advantage in the end, especially if you can keep it clean.
A reminder to everyone, tonight at 6:30, we have High Park Club's own Team Armstrong versus Team Tiranzoni from Switzerland. At 6:30, that's the A women's qualifier. That's a game that everyone wants because you get a bit of a rest. Here in this weekend is a triple knockout. I think that's the fairest format in curling.
It's coming in a little hot. This might be backhouse. And it looks like we're going to draw down onto that rock, possibly knock it out or tap it back. And in the 9th end, the amount of points you score don't really matter. You just need to get that one that makes it all the way to the end. Oh, and the skip's coming out to help with the sweep because it looks a little light here.
That is one of the challenges with a three-person game. We're a little hurt some of these rocks. This is going to be in play, though. It is going to be over the hog line. So 2 guards set up here on the just off of the center line.
I feel like we've seen this before, Matt.
The colors have swapped. Really positive release out of Team Hasselborg here. That looks like it's got a little steam on it, Kevin.
Yeah, it looks like it might be hanging out at the back of the house on the patio, maybe.
No, here it is. They're a really good judge. Look at this. That's going to be back 4. No, T-line.
Wow, I take my judgment back.
Hasselborg sitting 2 in the house with hammer. The key when you down like this, Kevin, is patience. And you notice that Artichuk is not making a play on the 2 Hasselborg stones yet.
No, and that's a big contrast to previous ends where guards were peeled quite quickly. And in this case, any point above 1 is just for vanity. This is coming in nicely. We might need the back one.
Yeah, this is definitely needing backing. That looks to be about back 12 weight. Just clips the Hasselborg stone. Unfortunately, it
put it right in line with the guard.
Not out. Not much of a shot. The guards clean up the scoring zone.
Well, with hammer, you want to make sure you have a clean end so that no draw or rather than say run backs or a come around to try and score that point. And a nice peel. And I think we're going to see them come down this path again here.
One more attempt at a draw in behind cover. Well, there's still cover there. This one also looks a little heavy from our perspective, Kevin.
Yeah. But we do have the high ground, Matt, so.
It's going to end up making contact with their own guard. So they are setting up now a double guard. It's frozen. That's actually not too bad at all.
No, and it looks like if you hit that blue, it might go back into the blue just because it's frozen. It doesn't have much way to direct which way the back one comes out. But it looks like they're looking to hit and maybe spill some stuff, move it around, pick out the back blue. Now, would you throw a guard here, Matt, if this were you? Something maybe just biting the top 12 on the right side in front of your 4-foot rock?
Hasselborg, no, I would not throw a guard. I would not throw a guard at all. I have hammer. I want to keep it clean. In this case, Artichuk did the right thing there. The frozen guard is much harder to remove. She showed patience and not, you know, trying to attack the Hasselborg stones.
Well, we get to see some granite fly now.
Expect this to have a little pesto on it. Oh yeah, peel weight.
And we're really trying to lose both those stones here. Let's see if that happens.
Oh, she did the trick. That was a great shot.
Wonderful shot.
This is wide open now, not much to hide behind. Just that one of the two blues that was off of center line is now a corner guard, not protecting much.
And it looks like we're trying to draw down here and park one in the 4.
Artichuk is, I think, looking for the corner freeze now.
I think you need to get on that if that's what you're looking for.
Oh. Left it in front. Hasselborg left out. In the driver's seat.
I guess you're almost hoping here that if you do have that, you're going to be they're going to be catching your blue on one of their left.
Yeah, Artichuk is definitely hoping for a jam on one of these clearing attempts. The way this was just thrown, I don't think that's going to happen. Going to hit about a quarter of that rock and roll right out. Perfect execution. Not much left now, but a perfect freeze to stay in the game.
And we're trying a different line here as well.
They know this out-turn path. They've thrown it quite a bit this game. Sorry, the in-turn. Oh, this is curling. They got to keep this straight. Really got to sweep now. Just a bit short, bit light. Shouldn't be much of a worry now for Hasselborg to chip this out. Kevin, is she looking at doubling the blues right now?
I think so. I think after that triple in the last end, you can't help but look at what is now just a simple double.
Wow.
I think you have to hit it that way anyways. So why not make it up?
Why?
Although it is risking it on this side, you owe too much and run that back into a yellow. But usually the weight's there to compensate for that and keep it on the outside of the rock. It's looking nice. It's holding its line. And
she has got it.
And the double.
What a great throw by Magnus there. Here's the replay. They got their confidence back after that last end there with that triple.
And now it's really hard and sort of, Artichuk's going to be chasing a bit, trying to get a foothold in the house. And you never want to be in the position where you're wishing, as you're watching your opponent throw, that you're wishing that they miss their shot.
Okay, another freeze attempt here. This is curling pretty hard.
It might be on the back yellow, Matt.
That's actually not a bad call either.
It's got a bit of weight to it.
I don't think it's quite heavy enough for that. That was kind of one of those in-between shots that just didn't work out.
There are some catchers here, though, if you hit this wrong. But I think we're going to see the same turn, same weight, and just pop it out and get rid of it.
Yeah, Team Hasselborg knows this in-turn hit well.
Just two teams left on the ice here, and looks like one is going into an extra end as well.
Team La Douceur there on sheet 1 features some High Park homegrown talent. Michaela Robert.
When you're in this position, every rock counts. Oh, that's an interesting setup there.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting that.
It looks like they're talking about promoting that blue into the yellow.
I wonder if that was what Anna Hasselborg was planning on her shot there.
I don't think so. I think they're just going for the hit, pop it out, and who cares about keeping the shooter at this point? You know, this is a great way to get two blues in the house and, you know, have some cover as well. Lots of discussion happening. Looks like are they opting to use their timeout here?
Yeah, I think they have called their timeout.
Yeah.
See if we can listen in.
I'm worried that every single shot is like, we don't have much of a choice.
This way, there's one way.
Oh, no, I was thinking if I was going to go like 11.
Yeah, you could.
I need something to why not?
No, but we don't have anything else.
Yep, it looks like we're going for the tap the blue onto the yellow, maybe knock it back just ever so slightly, and get yourself a shot rock with some backing here.
If they could ever get her bluestone to sit just on top of that yellow and be shot, and then have their shooter sit on top of that, they'd be in one position. Very difficult shot.
Between the timeout and the conversation, they're really building up the tension for this shot for the people watching and the fans in the stands.
Okay, it looks like they've made up their mind. Not that there was a lot of choice here, Kevin.
No. Sometimes you just need a little reassurance in your decision from someone who's not in it at that moment.
First of our skip stones here in the 9th end at the High Park Club at the Stu Sal's Toronto Tankard. Yeah, looks a little heavy, but I think they're sweeping. Yeah, they're sweeping for line. It's curling.
Needs to come in quite a bit here.
Oh, this looks good.
Finishing
this
nicely.
Looks really good.
Finishing nicely.
That's a fantastic throw.
Great shot.
Wasn't enough to get shot. Really hard to tell from our overhead position here.
Pull out the measuring broom. Let's make some guesses.
I think Hasselborg has considered it shot the way she's setting up now. So her choice here would be a draw tap at the blue. Or would she try running the blues in a hit? It would jam into the yellow.
Could try for the chip, but that's risky.
Get right out. That's also there. The thing is that the shooter bluestone here that's sitting in the top 8 is out counting the yellow in the back 8. So really good position for Artichuk to be second and third shot right now.
This is one of those shots I'm glad I don't have to make, Matt. Happy to watch it, but I think if I had to think about it and throw it on the ice, I might be sweating a little.
Kevin, I've heard that a lot today. It's almost like you don't want to make any shots.
You know, something says something about curling is just so intimidating.
Okay, I believe she has called for the pick. Here's Anna Hasselborg's. Final shot, 9th end.
Oh. Oh.
I think they like it.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh.
It just didn't curl.
What a turn.
What a game for Team Artichuk versus Anna Hasselborg.
Wow. Great shots all around.
What an outstanding game. Always fun when it goes to an extra end. We'd like to thank all of our title sponsors here: Stu Sells Realty Team, Kloss Concepts Electrical, Guns Bar Shop, Keith Joel Mortgage Brokers. My name is Matt Glandfield. I'm with Kevin Hogan in the booth. We're going to pass on the torch to Ben and Brenda, who are going to be covering our next game, which is a great feature matchup. It is Team Armstrong from High Park Club here in Toronto against Team Tirazzoni of Switzerland. Take care, everyone. Have a great night. Thank you for watching.
Hey, curling fans at High Park and sitting at home watching the Stu Sells Toronto Tankard at stewcurls.com. Look after the game. We're just up the road from High Park. Come to my house in the Junction, have a cocktail, have a late night snack, and talk about the game.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardlines Ice Band has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best brew in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.